Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband?
Wife!
Do you even have a clue what the fuck we're doing tonight?
Finally not being too sick to do a podcast. And
Speak for yourself, but
starting a new book.
Yeah, we are starting a new book.
Yes. So what are we jumping into now?
We're jumping into a book that literally until like maybe 3 weeks ago, okay, I'll give you a month. I'll be generous. I never even heard of this. Like, I didn't even know it was a book because we're in the minor prophets.
The minor. Yeah.
Yeah, the way minor leagues.
Like, who the fuck's heard of these people?
This guy's name is Micah.
Got it. Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that was a guy in the Bible.
I did. I've heard, because you hear people talk about people's names and like, oh, that's from the Bible. And I've heard people say that before.
I believe you. So. I'm here to tell you, I don't know shit about shit. And there's only 7 chapters of this guy.
Yeah.
So I don't even feel bad.
No?
No.
I mean, there was less chapters of
Jonah.
Jonah.
There was only 4 of him, but
he was a bigger deal.
He got swallowed by a goddamn whale.
He did.
Or a big fish, depending who you ask.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think anything happens to this guy. I don't know.
Nothing, huh?
I mean, I have a little bit of an intro, but I think it's mostly like more of the same.
Got it. So
Micah, 7 chapters. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Okie dokie. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Micah, but listen, before I say any of that shit, I probably should tell you straight off, my voice is going to go from bad to super bad to probably non-existent worst.
So
okay?
We might not hear the words that are coming out of your mouth by the time we get done with this podcast.
Exactly.
Got it.
I apologize. Laryngitis hit me about a week ago, and then I felt fine, and then
you didn't.
Except then I started to get a cough, and I was like, "Wait, are you supposed to get a cough and then lose your voice?" But that's not what happened to me.
Right.
And
I think you got pummeled by like multiple different things at multiple different times.
Because then it was like I lost my voice, and then like 3 days later I got a cough, and then like 3 days later I had fever.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? This is all in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Y'all are doing me wrong.
Right.
So I was sick. I'm on the upswing now. I feel fine, but my voice is still like, the hell you said. So I'm just letting that be out there.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Okay.
Here's the other thing. I still am not impressed with Micah because
I give wife shit all the time because wife always undersells every single podcast we ever start.
Like every time we get done with the intro, he's like, God, could you sound less excited? And I'm like, what? I'm just being honest. I'm just being authentic. Like, this is my impression. I'm telling, this is what I bring to the table.
The impression that you get?
This is the impression that I get.
Got it. Yeah.
It's the impression that yeah. Okay. I was just making sure that you knew that I knew.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's just, I don't know how else to be. Like, this is how I am. I did a little bit of research on this guy, and now I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it. And that's what this is, right?
No, I got it.
But sometimes you're like my co-host, and other times you're like the producer, and other times you're like the marketeer.
Yeah.
And so
you make my job, you make a lot of my jobs difficult.
Yeah. And
the majority of my jobs.
When you're my co-host, you're like, yeah, authenticity. Yeah, totally. But then like, as soon as you put on any of those other hats, which you never take off, you're like, bitch, can't you just? And I'm like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. I always forget that I'm supposed to.
But you know what? Here's the thing. We're going to make it fun.
I mean, yeah.
We're going to have fun.
That goes without saying.
We're going to do this the best Micah fucking way we can.
Look, if you've been with us from the beginning or even partway through or even like just the last couple books, you know that my impression of the guy is part of the story, you know?
The impression of the person we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Like my impression of...
I thought you meant God or, I didn't know what you were talking about.
The guy, the character, whoever we're talking about, my impression is part of the thing,
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And my lack of ability to upsell, part of it.
What is your impression of Micah? What's Micah all about?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know anything about this guy, so I'm going to intro a little bit. I'm not going to go too deep because we'll be covering them again very shortly when we do the wrap up because there's only 7 chapters.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
So, all right, this book records the sayings of Micah, Micah. That is all there is, whose Hebrew name is Micah, meaning who is like Yahweh.
Okay, that's what it means?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's like Yahweh.
I'm sorry, I got lost in the silliness that was going on there.
That was Disney. I was seeing Micah Mouse.
Got it, Micah Mouse. Got it. Okay.
Or Micah Yahoo. Because he's like Yahweh.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Micah was an 8th century BCE prophet from the village of Morsheth.
Seems like a lot of these minor prophets were from that same-ish time period.
Yeah.
Like those, the
earlier
700 to 800 BCE time
the
frames.
Earlier, and I'm like, no, we already did all that.
Right. It's weird because we kind of like in the Old Testament, you kind of end up going backwards at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't care for it.
I don't either. It's a weird transition.
It's a weird way to read. I feel like we're reading it wrong, and we weren't given instructions because the Bible doesn't come with instructions. And so you're just like reading it straight through because that's how books work.
Well, there's plenty of things out there that tell you how to read the Bible.
Okay, but you're supposed to just be able to pick up a book, right? That's the word of fucking God.
Right.
And it either speaks to you and says, read me in this particular order, which is not the table of contents. Or you read it the order that it is in, which is the table of contents. And it's the word of God, so it like moves you to understand, and your brain just like automatically shifts stuff around like fucking Tetris.
I think some people use it like a Ouija board. They just open it up to a page and like that's what I want to read today.
That's what I'm reading today.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, we read it like a book, you know, which it's a book. So
yeah, that's how you read books.
That's how you read, unless you are reading. I think it's Japanese books. Some Asian form of book. They read books in the opposite direction.
They do.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did.
I've read some manga, and boy, it took me a minute to figure that out.
Pretty sure it's Japanese.
Is it Japanese?
Yeah.
That's what I said. See?
Yeah.
So,
no, I was just
go
there.
me. I didn't want to I thought it was Japanese, but then I didn't want to be like it's Japanese, and then be like, oh fuck, what if it's other things too?
Well, it might be other things too. I don't know the answer to that one. So
I don't know. I know a lot of the manga comes from Japan, and that I've read. Not that I've read a lot. So anyway, so Micah was from that same fucking time period of village of Morsheth, which is a town in southern Judah. And he lived during the reigns of Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah around 750 to 700 BCE. Okay?
Yeah.
So this would have been during the period when, after a long period of peace, Israel, Judah, and the other nations of the region came under increasing pressure from the aggressive and rapidly expanding Assyrian Empire.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Because we're in the same thing we've been dealing with.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just telling you, make sure you know where we're at.
Yep.
Assyria still again.
Right.
Okay. In the book, Micah reproaches unjust leaders and defends the rights of the poor against the rich and powerful. So I really did undersell this because he is pulling some serious Jesus-like preachery and going, stop being bad leaders and oppressing the poor, you politicianal fuckfaces.
Right.
And
that's one thing I did like about the early, like the Exodus Bible and Leviticus Bible
stuff, yeah.
where they talked about the, treating the poor equitably. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a very good endeavor to seek out,
those early laws were about treating the poor equitably. This guy is not just saying we should treat the poor equitably. He is actually yelling at the oppressors saying, you fucking suck, you pieces of shit.
Right.
So I didn't realize a lot of people in protests use the book of Micah. They use verses from the book of Micah when they are holding up their protest signs. They're cool. Stop being oppressive, you fucks.
Right.
Micah chapter whatever.
Sure.
Okay. Because I'm sure it says that somewhere.
Sure.
Right? So he's reproaching unjust leaders and defending the rights of the poor against the rich and powerful while looking forward to a world at peace centered on Zion under the leadership of a new Davidic monarch. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the stuff that's like, there's where we get our Jesus fix.
This is in here,
Yeah. Many scholars accept that only chapters 1 through 3 contain material from the late 8th century BCE prophet Micah himself.
Okay.
Micah actual, if you will.
Right.
Micah prime.
Sure.
Okay. According to those scholars, the latest material comes from the post-exilic period after the temple was built in 515 BCE.
Okay.
So that the early 5th century BCE seems to be the period when the book was actually completed.
Got it.
So that's like a 250-year period, it seems like.
Yeah.
That they were collecting all this
period,
stuff.
it seems like there was a lot of things that were kind of finished.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
They
were doing a lot of uncovering papers and stapling them together and finalizing stories and figuring out what version they wanted to sell to the future and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the first stage was the collection and arrangement of some spoken sayings of the historical Micah, the dude. Okay. Mm-hmm. And again, that's the material in chapters 1 through 3, in which the prophet attacks those who build estates through oppression and depicts the Assyrian invasion of Judah as Yahweh's punishment on the kingdom's corrupt rulers, including a prophecy that the temple will be destroyed.
My only issue with that is that it does also affect the poor. Mm-hmm. If God wants to punish the rulers, it doesn't seem fair that the people that, the Micah's standing up for here, also are going to get punished.
It's like he's saying, if you, President Trump, do not take care of the poor people in the poorest states of the United States, such as like all of the deepest red ones in the South, then God is going to smite you and all of those communities. Wait, what?
Right. Yeah.
That's not what? No.
Yeah.
That is not equity, sir. I don't think we understand languages.
Right.
Okay. So the prophecy was not fulfilled in Micah's time, but 100 years later, when Judah was facing a similar crisis with the Neo-Babylonian Empire, Micah's prophecies were reworked and expanded to reflect the new situation. Still later, after Jerusalem...
Hold on a second.
What?
Reworked and expanded.
What?
Okay.
That's how you do prophecies, isn't it?
You just fix them.
Yeah. You just rework and expand them to mean what you want them to mean.
It's a fancy way of saying we fixed it.
That's what the New Testament is.
We made it fit. We got it to work. Hey, look, guys, this works now.
Isn't that what they did with the New Testament?
I mean, it's what they did with it all.
Right.
You know, like this whole it's the same thing all the way through.
Exactly.
Nobody wrote any book like all themselves.
No.
There was influences from all kinds of different times and places and all kinds of stuff.
And even if somebody did ever write one all the way through, we're not reading that version today because those priesty dudes that sat around that fucking Nicene table or whatever, they got together and decided what's in, what's out.
Sure.
And changed everything up. So, yeah, we don't know shit about shit.
Right.
Still.
Yeah.
So, okay, blah, blah, blah. They reworked and expanded his prophecies to reflect the new situation with the Babylonians. Mm-hmm. And then still later, after Jerusalem fell to the Neo-Babylonian Empire, the book was revised and expanded further to reflect the circumstances of the late exilic and post-exilic community.
It's like they're just straight up admitting that it's basically a lie.
Yeah.
Like,
interesting, right?
It's not, this wasn't correct.
Yeah.
They fixed it twice.
They changed it.
Not once, but twice.
They didn't fix it. They changed it.
They changed it.
Yeah. They did some heavy editorials.
Right.
Like, yeah. I don't know how that works in your time, but where I'm from, that's called lying.
That's like, we've got, what is it? Everybody loves the Nostradamus predictions and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's like if somebody was like, hey guys, we fixed it. We fixed the Nostradamus predictions are correct because we fixed them.
Yeah, we changed.
Like, wait, what?
We changed the word shadow to mean airplane. What? That's not how that works.
But it's fixed, guys.
But now it works. But if you just change the words,
it's correct now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just change it to say what happened, then it says what happened.
Yeah, this is what happened, and he totally said that this is what happened because we changed it.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said. We made it
say what happened.
Right. So now it says it.
No.
And now it's said. And it's said because it was said.
But stop. That's not, like, that is so childish. Like, why can people not understand that? That's so childish.
This is like one of my biggest issues with the fucking Bible.
Right.
Like, really?
Yeah.
You're how is it that people that worship God don't know that this shit is just like changed? Like all the it's been changed throughout time, and it's been reworked to fit different scenarios so that people can make it applicable to what they want it to be applicable to.
Because the stuff that I just read to you, that was all stuff that came from research.
Sure.
Not the Bible.
Right.
Everything that we just read, I got from research. It's nothing that you're going to find in the Bible. And Christians only read the Bible, and at that they only read assigned homework.
No, I get it. I mean I know why people don't know these things, but to have something this important be such a large part of your life and not care
enough
where
to
it came
read
from
it
or
further.
what the common consensuses are on things, it baffles me.
Well, toward that, it baffles me that you tell me this is the word of God and how important it is and not to blaspheme it or what the fuck ever.
Right.
But you haven't even read it.
You haven't read it, and moreover, you don't know anything about it, really.
Yeah.
Not on any real intellectual level.
Why am I taking this more seriously than you are? Why am I...
Right, yeah.
Like, why am I putting more time and effort into this than you are? That doesn't make any fucking sense. This is supposed to be the most important thing in your life.
Yeah.
And you don't really care enough. You're still going to eat the fucking donut and repent later, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start Micah chapter 1.
Okay.
The word of the Lord that came to Micah of Moresheth during the reigns of Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah.
Okay.
The vision he saw concerning Samaria and Jerusalem. So that is what we are calling verse 1, that in other texts would be referred to as like the supra text.
Yeah.
Like an intro to explain what the chapter is.
Got it.
So now we're entering chapter proper.
Okay.
Hear you, peoples, all of you, listen, earth and all who live in it. Listen, you fucking earth. That the sovereign Lord may bear witness against you, the Lord from his holy temple. Look, the Lord is coming from his dwelling place. He comes down and treads on the heights of the earth. I hate it when he does that.
Right. But depending on what part of the Bible you're reading, the dwelling place would have been like the ark, or, like there's the tabernacle, know, or are they talking, like, is this, like, I question whether this was edited, right? Because, like, the idea of him living in the sky wasn't really an early Bible thing.
Right.
It was a later Bible thing.
Right. This says he's coming from his dwelling place. He comes down and treads on the heights of the earth.
Right, which makes me think they're talking about God in the sky.
Or the heights of the mountains. High places.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The mountains melt beneath him, and the valleys split apart like wax before the fire, like water rushing down a slope. All this is because of Jacob's transgression, because of the sins of the people of Israel. What is Jacob's transgression? Is it not Samaria? What is Judah's high place? Is it not Jerusalem? Therefore, I will make Samaria a heap of rubble, a place for planting vineyards. I will pour her stones into the valley and lay bare her foundations.
Because God loves killing people.
Mm-hmm. That's the funnest.
Yeah.
All her idols will be broken to pieces.
There's those idols again. They just never seem to go away.
They never go away. Well, this is during the time.
This is earlier, right.
Yeah. All her temple gifts will be burned with fire. I will destroy all her images. Since she gathered her gifts from the wages of prostitutes, as the wages of prostitutes, they will again be used. Boom. Because of this, I will weep and wail. Weep and wail. I don't know. That sounds like a song, doesn't it?
Maybe. Yeah.
Weep and wail.
Right.
I will go about barefoot and naked. I mean, it's barefoot and naked.
Wait, God or Micah? Is this God talking? Is God going to be running around with his ding dongs sticking out?
I honestly don't know. I'm
just imagining God frolicking through, dead people and barren lands.
Frolicking through dead people.
I mean,
and what I was imagining was barefoot and naked. So I was like, oh, thank God he's barefoot, because I can't imagine somebody being naked except for shoes.
That would be weird, right?
Right?
It's okay. It's one thing if somebody's naked, right? That's weird. But if they're naked and wearing shoes,
right?
That's a whole other thing.
That is a whole other thing. I mean, it's like there's that whole understood joke about, the guy who comes to bed naked except he's got socks on. Like, we all hate that guy. Don't be that guy. If you're going to be naked, be naked. Take your goddamn socks off. And certainly don't be naked but shoes.
Yeah. No, that's weird.
That's just dumb.
Yep.
Okay? I will howl like a jackal and moan like an owl. Yeah, you will. For Samaria's plague is incurable. It has spread to Judah. It has reached the very gate of my people, even to Jerusalem itself. I feel like
so that was God.
Was it God?
I think so.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know. I'm confused.
He's talking about, I don't know. I guess it could be either. I didn't follow the context close enough there so I apologize, but I'm hoping that it clarifies here soon.
Me too. I might have to go back and do a quick reread in my head and then clarify at the end.
Yeah.
Tell it not in Gath, weep not at all. In Beth Ophrah, roll in the dust. Rolling. Pass by naked and in shame.
There's a lot of nakedness going on here.
You who live in Shapher.
Okay.
Those who live in Zanan will not come out.
No.
You know how they be.
Yeah, they just stay in their house.
Right?
Yeah.
Beth Ezel is in mourning. It no longer protects you.
Yeah.
Those who live in Meroth writhe in pain, waiting for relief because disaster has come from the Lord, even to the gate of Jerusalem.
Oh, maybe this is Micah.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's Micah that likes to run around naked.
I think Micah wants to swing his ding-dong.
Right.
And he's like, and I take my shoes off, I'll have you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's referring to the Lord. So and we haven't changed. Yeah. Although the Bible's not perfectly clear about transitions on who's speaking either.
Yeah. It's very, very hard to follow.
Right.
You who live in Lachish, harness fast horses to the chariot. You are where the sin of daughter Zion began. Oh. For the transgressions of Israel were found in you.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Therefore, you will give parting gifts to Morsheth Gath. The town of Akzib will prove deceptive to the kings of Israel. I will bring a conqueror against you who live in Marishah.
This is very specific.
These are
very
geography
bound. Like it's quotes here. Like
he's like, fuck this town, fuck that town. Like, let's say it's the Dayton area, right?
Right.
He's like, fuck Miamisburg, fuck West Carrollton, fuck Moraine. He's like, I mean, I guess Centerville gets a pass, but not really. Fuck Springboro. I mean, just, fuck Troy, fuck.
And you're all fucked out there in Xenia. That's where it all started.
I mean, Yellow Springs, where Dave Chappelle lives, fuck that place.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I can't even with you.
Right.
He's just naming off various towns, and I'm only not familiar with any of them.
Because it's not really relevant. Like, and that we've talked about that too before. Like, these things that they bring up with regard to geography and regard to
names that pass in the night.
Right. Yeah. They're very not meaningful to anybody reading it today.
Right.
And it just doesn't seem like, if it was the word of God, it doesn't really feel like these things would need to be in there because they're not really, it doesn't mean anything to most people today.
Right. Like, I'm not saying that you should make the towns be more relevant and current. No, what I'm saying is, could you, I don't know, maybe just not have so many of them that we don't know or
it should be more story driven instead of like geography or person driven, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, if it's the word of God, you should be conveying an idea and not geography.
Yeah, no, right? I totally agree. Because, like, there's that whole saying, you can't kill an idea.
Right.
The idea is what lives on. Sure. The idea of Christianity is what lives on. We don't give a fuck about the name of the people and the towns.
I'm not saying you can't never say a town.
Well, sure.
But in this context, where we're just listing off names of towns, it seems it takes us out of the story.
Right.
Right? Like, it takes you to, we're just listing off fucking places in Israel.
It's like, fuck this rock, fuck that ditch, fuck these trees. Like, okay.
I don't care.
Sure.
Right.
I guess.
Sure.
Like, that restaurant closed a few years ago, buddy. It's so funny. Like, I've lived in the Dayton area for 24 years now.
Yeah.
And since I have lived here, I have seen so many changes in stores and restaurants just in 24 years.
Well, yeah.
And just in the little area of Dayton that I've lived in,
Yeah.
Like, this little, I don't know, like 40-mile radius, maybe? Mm-hmm. Would you call it?
Sure.
And there have been where you and I met was an international fucking chain store that is no longer open.
Right.
And a big one at that,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just kills me, like, how much has changed in 24 years, and we're expected to give a shit about fucking towns that
in 800 BCE.
Yeah. Like, I can't even with this.
Right.
There was a place called Woody's.
Yeah.
That was already closed when I got here. And the only reason that I even know a little bit about it was twofold.
Yeah.
Okay. One is that in the little town where I lived when I first moved here, it extended over the road. So like the store is
it wasn't open.
Right. No. The building itself, though.
The building, yeah.
Had like a store on one side And then it, like, if you went up to the second story had like this long tunnel or whatever building that extended over the road.
No, that was the third floor. Second story was a bookstore. Well, yeah, it was a bookstore.
I can't know what store it was.
Oh, yeah, because you never.
I never was on the inside, yeah. So like
it was closed down before you moved.
It's so cute that you're like, no, you have it wrong. I can't believe you're misremembering. And I'm like, I'm not misremembering. I've literally never been inside it. Second story, third story,
I have a lot
what the
of
fuck
close
ever.
ties to that place. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you grew up working there, and you had some family that worked there. So
more than that, but yeah.
Well, right. I wasn't going to go any further than that.
Right.
But
yeah.
Yeah. So those are the only two reasons that I know about that fucking store.
Yeah.
Or whatever we call it. I think there was a restaurant with it. You said there was a bookstore with it.
No, the restaurant was what went over the road.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was you'd go like downstairs. There was like this. It was like a water wheel. Like as soon as you walk into the place, which was it was the first grocery store in the Dayton area to do 24 hours because they lost the keys one night.
I did not know that story either.
Yeah,
that is so funny.
Yeah, so that's why they became the first 24-hour grocery store in the Dayton area.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then
they were like, "Fuck it."
But they had the grocery store downstairs, and it was like you had. It was great. I mean, there was just it was like a live market type place, you know. Mm-hmm. And then you go up to the next story, and it was kind of like a half story type thing. But there was a bookstore, and then you go up to the third story, and that was where the restaurant was, and that went over the road.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that one of the buildings is still open, but it's a liquor store now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was.
There was a separate building that was added a little later.
Okay.
But it's still there now.
But it's not the same company or anything like that.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, there was part of the bakery that was in there is now they moved on to become what is now a locally famous cake place called LA.
Sure. Yeah. I'm never sure how to pronounce it.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how they pronounce
ELLE.
it. And I wouldn't say that they some of them worked there and then opened their own thing. Yeah.
It's the same people.
Some of the origins spring from that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it's locally famous.
That anybody gives a shit about the history of this grocery store or cake place in Dayton, Ohio.
Me telling all of our listeners about this boring geography, right? That is only barely not really meaningful to me, right? Somewhat meaningful to you because of your family history and childhood, right?
Yeah.
That is what the Bible is like, except without any kind of relevant person being excited about it.
Right.
Like, at least if you're listening, you can hear us, like, joking around and telling you, like, oh, and this was cool, and, oh, isn't it like that? Like, reminiscing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, at least there's that, right? So you weren't, if you're listening, you weren't totally, you might have been, like, bored, but not, like, bored.
Right.
Right? But, like, everything that I was just reading to you, that was not it. Okay, that is not how you do.
Right.
Like town, fuck that town. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to bring to the table here as a comparison.
Got it.
All right, so anyway, I will conquer against you who live in Marsha.
That's great.
The nobles of Israel will flee to Adullam. Okay?
That's where they're going to flee to, huh?
That's what's going to do.
Okay.
Shave your head in mourning for the children in whom you delight. Make yourself as bald as the vulture, for they will go from you into exile. The end.
When you're being conquered, what's the point of stopping to shave your head?
It's
like I don't get. I mean, I understand that it's a sign of you're distraught, right? And it's a sign that you're upset or something like that or whatever. There's some symbolism to it.
I don't think that it's just the distraught or just the being in mourning. I think it's also supposed to be giving yourself into it. Like, it's going through this motion. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Like, you put on the sackcloth and you sit in the dust, right? Because you're repenting. And that action is... I am doing this action because I don't want to have anything distracting me from my repenting, right? That's what the sackcloth is about, right? The sitting in the dust is because I don't deserve anything but dust, right? And so I think that the shaving of the head is like part of I'm giving myself into the mourning, and this is what I am. This is what I'm doing now.
Got it. Yeah.
It's not just like a symbolic act, because that would be so shallow as to why bother. You could shave your head and then you did the symbolism, but tomorrow, like, you're still bald.
Got it.
So, like, you have to actually mean it when you're doing it. And that's what the big deal is. Sure.
And I looked it up I somewhat. And there's some sense of humility before God and and deep sorrow. And basically it's a physical manifestation of the humiliation that has happened to you and the defeat that has happened to you. And
It's another type of circumcision, if you will.
Sure.
You know, you're
laying yourself bare before
cutting
God
off a piece of yourself.
Yeah, right.
You know, to show that you're
sacrificing part of yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I said. You're cutting off a piece of yourself, you know?
I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can accept that, I suppose.
I'm not saying I would ever do it, because I'm not that deep, I guess. Look, I have suffered tragedies, and I have done the big ugly cry, but my feeling and my crying is enough that I don't need an outward further show of it.
To be fair, there is something even in today's culture with regard to, like, when people tear out their hair or cut their hair in some sort of a mental breakdown or something like that symbolizes some sort of an angst or
like when Britney Spears did the whole bald thing.
No, like if you see someone that's like chopped their own hair off or something.
Yeah.
That symbolizes something to us, right?
Right.
Like there's some sort of something happened. Wow, what happened to you, man?
Right.
Like, you know, like that's
or like when a woman goes through a really hard breakup and comes out afterwards, like a few weeks later, and has a brand new hairstyle. Sure. It's not because she's like, you know, I ditched that dude and now I'm pretty. It's because she's like, I need something new in order to feel good about myself, because right now I feel like the ugliest, shittiest piece of shit. I'm lonely and I'm sad and something got to give. So,
sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess changing your hair up.
I'm trying to be fair to the fact that, like, I'm not really, like, we get caught up in the language that gets used in the Bible, and it's the same things that they say over and over again. So some of it gets caught up in this whole traditional way of dealing with the mourning and dealing with these certain circumstances that feels too contrived in the Bible.
Right.
But there is some sense of actual symbolism to some of those actions, I think.
You're right.
So,
I mean, I've got a haircut after a hard time before to just try to feel better for a minute. Yeah. You know, something new.
Right.
It's kind of like that. The whole reason that New Year's is a great time for resolutions and stuff, because you've got the momentum of the fresh start. And that's what the haircut is supposed to be. Or like some people do like shopping as catharsis. You go shopping and, you know, you get a whole new outfit or whatever.
Right, right.
And you've got that whole like fresh start momentum going.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Micah chapter 1.
Sure as fuck was.
Did you have anything else to add about Micah before we get out of here today?
Nope.
All right. Don't know what else to say. It was Micah.
Go cut your hair. And
yeah, sure.
Don't be in one of those towns.
No. Yeah, don't go in those towns.
Because you're going to get it.
Apparently.
If you didn't got it. I don't know.
All right. Hopefully we'll be feeling a little better by tomorrow, and we'll do another one. And so we will be back
with
probably
chapter
tomorrow
2.
with chapter 2.
Yep.
See you then.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.